10 things we love when driving the 2022 Toyota Supra 2.0L GR. Toyota has already brought back the Mark V Supra with a bunch of, you know what? We aren't going to say it with the Toyota-BMW partnership on this sports car. Now, Toyota has given us a Supra with more Toyota parts in it than its more German twin. We drove this Supra around for a week and found out a bunch about it. So, here we are, ready to say what's what about the GR Supra with the 2.0-liter engine. Want to know what we have learned? Let's go, shall we? 10. Ride comfort. The Toyota Supra has the suspension work of the BMW Z4. This means that yes, the ride should be comfortable and a bit sporty as well while driving on the New Jersey roads. As for the steering, it is soft and direct until put into sport mode. The steering gets sharp and tight thanks to the sport-calibrated electronic power steering. The good thing is that there is plenty of feedback given from the whole system to know what the Supra is telling you. The suspension keeps things from being dramatic while going over bumps on the road and was able to keep the Supra hugging the asphalt when making tight turns and corners during spirited driving. This is exactly what being a sports car should do. Another bonus is that the Supra is great for long-distance traveling thanks to the ride comfort in the seats. We drove this model grand touring around South Jersey for a few hours and had no issues with our backs. This isn't much of a surprise, since we drove the larger displacement Supra up to Maine back when the new model first came out in 2021. 9. Powertrain. This Supra is powered by the 2.0-liter inline twin-scroll turbocharged 4-cylinder that boasts 255 horsepower and 295 pound-foot of torque with an 8-speed automatic transmission behind it, sending the power to the rear wheels. For a rear-wheel drive turbocharged 4-cylinder, the Supra accelerates very quickly and attractively. The exhaust is attractive in the sense that the exhaust gives off a note that attracts those nearby to figure out where the noise is coming from. But it is lacking in some ways. As for fuel economy, we were able to manage roughly 24 miles per gallon with our driving habits. 8. Exterior styling. The exterior styling of the Supra is one of timeless beauty. The elegant curves and lines attract those who dare look its way. The most prominent line is the one that runs along the side of the front wheel along with the door and goes up into the rear quarter panel, meeting the straight line that runs from the front quarter panel to the rear quarter panel. It makes the Supra look fit and in shape, as well as dashing and exotic. The front fascia reminds us of the likes of a Formula One car that had a child with a sports car. And all the while, the side windows are a bit low profile and a bit like the Batmobile, so no one could see the face of the person behind the wheel. As for the rear, it bulges out like any sports car, but with a sort of uniqueness only given by models of a particular build. 7. Interior design. The interior of the Supra is a bit futuristic in some way, while it feels like a cockpit of a jet fighter. The reason being is that everything faces the driver and the controls are less than an arm's length away. The trim of the metal, plastic, carbon fiber and leather blend well together in most of the areas where they matter the most. But heavily influenced by BMW. Cabin space is only great for the driver and a passenger, with trunk space being enough for a suitcase for a weekend getaway. But that's what a sports car is for. Getting away or just going nowhere. As far as seats are concerned, they were just as comfortable as expected. They provide great support and comfort for both driver and passenger on any trip, no matter the duration. The only issue was that they are not powered and had no heated seats. But that is only because the Supra is the GR model. Those two are not options. But they do have Alcantara trim. Also, there is not much visibility or headspace for tall drivers over 6 feet. 6. Price and safety options, taken from build sheet. So, how much does this Supra cost? After adding everything up, the total price comes to a whopping $47,700. What does that get a potential owner? Well, for safety this Supra comes with 6-lens auto-leveling LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps and taillights, automatic high beams, a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning with steering assist, electronic parking brake, and traction control. The Supra also has dynamic radar cruise control for full-speed situations, blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alert, and parking sensors with emergency braking. Does not seem like much in the safety department, to be honest. But technology does go a long way when it comes to a car being safe. But only so much. 5. Comfort and convenience, taken from build sheet. For comfort and convenience, the The Supra comes with a 12-speaker 500 WJBL audio system with amplifier, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth connectivity, Sirius XM radio, and an 8.8-inch infotainment system with rotary control. Oh, and don't forget the smart key system with smart entry as well as push to start. It seems here that comfort and convenience only have enough to put the driver in a mood only to have fun driving the Supra around for spirited driving and not grand touring. In all reality, this is quite Spartan as well. 4. Safety ratings. As far as safety ratings are concerned, there is not an official government rating for this Supra on the build sheet. Actually, there have not been any recorded safety ratings for the Supra it seems. What is even crazier is that it seems as if the Supra's Bavarian brother, the BMW Z4, has not been tested for safety in the United States as well. We wonder why this is. You can look it up on any US government website, and it will either not show up at all or it will say it has not been tested. Strange, it is. Who knows when we will get a safety rating? Is it possible that we will never get one? Only time will tell. 3. What it is missing. There is plenty missing in this Toyota Supra. The big thing that we all can agree on is the twin turbocharged 3.0-liter inline-six found in the badder Supra, that makes 400 horsepower and has an intoxicating exhaust note. The 2.0-liter could never hold a candle to the 3.0-liter in any way, shape, or form when it comes to driver experience. Another thing that is missing with this Supra is a manual transmission. A great sports car has a manual transmission to give that proper driver-to-car relationship. It's key to be more driver involved. Automatics just take the fun out of some things, like shifting through gears. Lastly, a proper turbocharged 4-cylinder is missing a proper exhaust to complement the noises that should be heard behind you. The exhaust that trails behind is one of not-so-bruteness and more of a simple exhaust. It has no place in being on the Supra just because of its name and what is under the hood, and to us, it is unacceptable. 2. The faults, problems. One of the biggest problems with the Supra, other than it being a 4-cylinder, is the drivetrain when it is put in sport mode and off the line get up and go. Off the line, there is a big and noticeable delay from the time the engine starts to get loud and the wheels start moving, to actually accelerating. It is like seeing a turtle getting up to go to its water bowl for a drink, only to walk over and roll on a few rolling pins that lead it to the water in a much faster way. It is all too slow from the start. The other big problem is the visibility. We know we can trust the blind spot monitoring to a point, but we are curious, cautious creatures. We like seeing things with our own eyes. If we can see it, we can judge if we can change lanes or not, if there is or is not a car next to us. Lastly, that cheap and ugly steering wheel could have been designed better. It just looks big and bulky with no styling whatsoever compared to other sports cars. It was as if Toyota was like, okay everyone, slap a 4Runner steering wheel on this bad boy, round it off a bit, and leave it at that. 1. Is it worth the money? Absolutely not. We only say this because we all have seen people regret buying the Porsche Boxster due to it being the poor man's 911, and we don't want people making the same mistake. The only reason that this is worth buying is to hope someone is just buying it for what it is compared to what it stands for. Realistically, though, driving this made us wish the bigger engine was under the hood. Well, that and the price tag. Almost $48,000 before taxes for something that is a less powerful version of the true model everyone wants is very ludicrous. Spend the extra couple of $1,000s and get the version you really want instead of settling. You're worth it. Plus, could you imagine pulling up and someone says, "Nice Supra. Is it the 3.0-liter? Or something along those lines?" You tell them no. It is a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder engine. Imagine the look of disgust and shame on their faces for you. Avoid it at all costs and get the 3.0-liter engine.